What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with a World Cup 2022 prediction video. The World Cup is here. Excitement starting to build after, a little bit of a slow start to the World Cup previews. And, I wasn't really too excited about the World Cup, but now it's here. I am excited. And in today's video, I'm going to give you all of my predictions, who wins it, how far England get, who wins the Golden Boot, who wins the Golden Glove, and who is the dark horse for this tournament. Get involved in the comments. I want all of you to give me your predictions. We may do a little prize if somebody gets all of them right. No club football for the next 5 or 6 weeks, so let's get stuck in to the World Cup as the excitement starts to begin, people. So make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and like I said, get in the comments. I want to know who you think is going to win it, who's going to be the stars of the World Cup. And also, one last dance for these two guys in the background, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. Can one of them secure their GOAT status with a World Cup victory? Let's start, people. Let's start with the big boys. Who wins the 2022 World Cup? Now, according to bookmakers, there are 3 favourites for this tournament. Number 1, Argentina. Lionel Messi, final competition in terms of World Cup with Argentina. They're having one of their longest unbeaten runs in their history. A lot of people's favourites to win this tournament. They seem to be well balanced this year. Lautaro Martinez banging goals through the middle. Di Maria, and of course the main man Lionel Messi. A lot of people say his GOAT status is kind of down to whether he can secure this World Cup or not. Some people would say he's the GOAT anyway, but a lot of Maradona fans say the difference between the two is that ability to win the World Cup. And he had the opportunity against Germany in Brazil. They weren't able to get over the finish line. Can Messi win the World Cup and potentially secure that GOAT status with Argentina? The second one, Brazil. Firepower in absolute abundance. Many people's second team in world football. No matter who you support, most people love Brazil. The flair, the charisma, the famous shirt. And they have got lots and lots of attacking quality this year. Neymar, he has said in an interview this could be his last World Cup. He doesn't know if he'll go to the next one. Can he win that Ballon d'Or, which I think a World Cup win would get him? The likes of Vinicius Jr., who for me, Vinicius Jr. is the player that I'm expecting to blow up in this World Cup. He is a big player anyway. He has won the Champions League. But I think he goes to that next level in this tournament. The likes of Casemiro, Fabinho, Alisson, who for me is probably the best goalkeeper in the world. And obviously Thiago Silva and Marquinhos at centre-back. The weakness of this Brazil team is their fullbacks. It's certainly not Cafu and Roberto Carlos of years gone by. It's not even Dani Alves and Marcelo, although Dani Alves is in the squad. He's about 47 years of age. No, 39, but he is in the squad. Of course, a few Arsenal players, Gabi Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli. So how will Brazil get on in this World Cup? And of course, we cannot ignore the current holders, the French. It's interesting because they are the holders, and yet most people are not tipping them to win this World Cup. Karim Benzema ruled out the day before the competition started. No Pogba, no Kante, no Nkunku, no Kimpembe. I don't know what it is about France. On paper, they should be massive favourites, or one of the favourites to win this. Still have a front three of Dembele, of Giroud, of Mbappe. Still lots of quality, Tchouameni, Saliba, Varane. But they just don't feel like they have that chemistry for some reason. It's like FIFA, red lines all over the team. But they will be in there. They will be within touching distance, I'm sure, of winning the competition. My prediction, people, my team to win the 2022 World Cup, I am going for Brazil. I think Brazil are going to win the World Cup. I think that solidarity in defence, Militao, Marquinhos and Thiago Silva, the goalkeeper of Alisson, that midfield potentially of Bruno Guimaraes, Casemiro, Fabinho or Paqueta, and then that front three, I mean, they could pick anyone. Vinicius, Neymar, Rafinha. So much quality. Martinelli, Jesus, Richarlison, bags and bags of quality. And I'm going to go for Brazil to win the 2022 World Cup, people. Give me your prediction in the comments who you think is going to win it. Let's talk about the Golden Boot winner. Who is going to lift that Golden Boot in this competition and walk away victorious? Lots of people that you could go for. More often than not, it's not the main man. It's usually somebody for a different country who maybe bangs loads of goals in. Will it be Cristiano Ronaldo? Will it be Lionel Messi? Will it be Kylian Mbappe? Certainly some of the big boys, the big hitters that will be going for it. I'm personally, you can't write off Harry Kane either. You know, we'll talk about England shortly. I'm gonna go for Kylian Mbappe to win the Golden Boot. I think France have a group that they can navigate reasonably easily, and I think Mbappe will score lots of goals with Benzema not being there as well. I think Giroud will link up well with him. Even though I don't think the French will win the tournament, I do think Mbappe will score a lot of goals in this tournament. So I'm going for Kylian Mbappe to win the Golden Boot this year, people. Let me know in the comments down below who you think will win this year's Golden Boot. Kylian Mbappe, for me, to win the Golden Boot this year, but there'll be lots of people chasing him down to win that competition. So let me know with that one. Let's talk about Dark Horses, a team that no one's really tipping, that I think can go quite far in this competition. Maybe not necessarily win it, but somebody I think can really compete. Listen, I think Portugal, and Portugal aren't really a dark horse because they've got so much quality. You look at their team on paper: Ruben Dias, João Cancelo, Nuno Mendes, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Rafael Leao, João Felix. They should be one of the favourites to win this competition, but it still feels like they're just not quite a favourite. But I do think they can do well in this competition. The outsiders for me, a lot of people have mentioned Denmark as well. Not a country that I think is going to win it, but a country that I think will do well is Uruguay. I think Uruguay are going to be very, very difficult to beat in this competition. I looked at their team the other day. A back three of Godin, Jimenez, and Araujo from Barcelona. Three very, very good centre-backs. Jimenez from Atletico Madrid. Godin is a bit of a legend. And then the last dance as well for the likes of Cavani and Luis Suarez. And obviously accompanied by Darwin Núñez, the likes of Bentancur and Lucas Torreira in midfield. I think they are going to be very, very difficult to beat in this competition. I don't think they're going to win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Uruguay get to the latter stages of this competition. A lot of passion, a lot of quality, a lot of experience as well as youth. And I think Uruguay will be very, very difficult to beat and to break down in this competition. Who are you tipping as your dark horses in this competition, people? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's talk about England. Of course, we have to talk about England. How far will England go in this competition? I can tell you now, in England, it's all doom and gloom when it comes to speaking about England. I'm not sure why. As much as people don't rate Gareth Southgate, he's the most successful England manager of the last 20, 25 years. This is a manager that's made a World Cup semi-final that arguably they should have beaten Croatia, and a European final that they probably should have won that as well after being 1-0 up. As much as I don't particularly rate Southgate, I think he's overly defensive. I think he plays with the handbrake on. You've also got to give the guy credit for what he's done with this England team, the golden generation. Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard, Beckham, Rooney, Rio Ferdinand. That generation never reached a world final. So listen, I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I think a lot of these big nations would not want to play England. You're still talking about a team with Stones, Bellingham, Foden, Saka, Sterling, Harry Kane. There's bags and bags of quality in that team. Do I think England are going to win this competition, though, despite that? No, I don't. I think when they reach the latter stages and play against a real quality opposition that can keep the ball, I think England will struggle. How will they deal with the heat in the winter as well? And will Southgate pick the right team? I think they'll get through the group, although I do think the group will be a little bit tricky. I think America and Wales will give England tough games. I predict England probably to get to about the quarterfinals, if I'm being honest. I think Kane will bag a few. I'm hoping Saka does well. Sterling, I think, will be dangerous. Jude Bellingham, big tournament for him. So, listen, I think England will do well. It wouldn't surprise me if England got to the semis or the final, if they can get a good run and hopefully win their group. So, it's not all doom and gloom is what I'm saying. I do think England can do well. But for me, I'm predicting a quarter-final for England and probably Gareth Southgate's last tournament, if I'm being honest. I think unless he reaches a semi-final, I think the British public will turn on him and they'll push him out the door. But I do think they'll do all right. Let's finish off with Golden Glove. Which goalkeeper is going to be the star of this tournament? Listen, I'm going to go for the team that I've said is going to win it. I'm going to go for the team that, in my opinion, have the world's best goalkeeper, and that is Brazil, and that is Alisson. Of course, this could go out the window if they go for Edison, but I'm going to go for Alisson. I think he's the world's best goalkeeper. His handling, his positioning, I think he's second to none. I think he's underrated. I actually don't think he gets that sort of respect as being the best goalkeeper in the world, which I think he is. But I'm going to go for Alisson to win the Golden Glove and Brazil to win the World Cup. Just finally, one last dance. Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, they're on the green screen. The picture broke the internet the other day that Louis Vuitton released. Messi and Ronaldo playing chess on a Louis Vuitton chessboard. I mean, wow, what a picture. I think we're going to look back on this generation in 10, 15 years' time and say, we were privileged. We saw two of the greatest footballers to ever play the game. In terms of consistency, possibly the two greatest footballers. How many footballers have performed at this level for well over a decade, for this long? And I think it's a pleasure to see these two play. What could it be if we saw Argentina against Portugal in the World Cup final? These two fighting for that World Cup. What a fairy tale that would be. I hope they both have great tournaments. And I think Messi's probably got the better chance of winning it. But listen, like I said, don't write off Portugal. They do have a fantastic team on paper. So let's see how those two finish this competition. Thank you very much for tuning in, people. We'll be doing lots of watch-alongs, some on DR Sports, but obviously lots more on my channel, Curtis Shaw TV. So keep it locked. Predictions in the comments. Golden Boot winner, Golden Glove winner. How far will England get? Who wins the World Cup overall? And give me your dark horses. I've gone for Brazil to win the World Cup, Kylian Mbappe to win the Golden Boot, Uruguay as the dark horses, quarterfinals for England, and Alisson to win the Golden Glove. And obviously, one last dance, Ronaldo and Messi, how far will they get? Thank you very much for tuning in. Enjoy the World Cup. Lots of content coming up here. Like the video and subscribe. Hit them comments up with your predictions. And I will see you soon, people. Bless.